Apologies, sorry guys, good morning. Apologies, I've been sorting out the issue with the mic, so apologies for the delay, but now we are on. I hope you are hearing me properly, and I hope my sound is very clear. All right, so without any further ado, let's pray and get started. Father, we thank you for this morning. Thank you that we are back here. It is 15th of July 2025, Lord. It is a Tuesday, Lord. Thank you for it. Thank you that we have come back to this very live analysis session on YouTube, Lord. We ask of you our guidance as we analyze, as we look for insights, as we look for signals to take advantage of and make money today in the market. We give you praise for yesterday's profits. We give you praise even for today's profits in advance. We give you all the glory and all the honor as we trade today. We love you and we give you praise. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. So, as usual, you know the drill. We start with crash 500, so we're already late, so apologies once again for that delay. Let's now get into crash 500. All right, so crash 500, we saw it yesterday like this. Yesterday I was looking for buys, but like I had told you, I had told you that it can easily give us a fake breakout. Since it is a pennant, I told you it can easily give us a fake breakout and then continue with a buy. And when it came back here, I was looking for the buy to take me back up there before it goes for the fake breakout. I went for the buy, but it kept on coming in until it took me out. Actually, it took me out 2 times, but we had already reached in some profit. So yeah, that's how it took me out yesterday. It was small money still, so the other assets recovered that loss. So it came, touched that order block, like I had told you, touched the order block and immediately went into the buys. I missed that entry there. I should have entered it. Let me see, what time was it? I should have made it, but I had already hit my target of the day, that it was 18, 19, 20, around 8 p.m. Yeah, that entry was on around 8 p.m. So probably would have gone to M15 to get a clean entry for that kind of a buy. So that's how yesterday's analysis was followed. So now we can take out all this, all that. Let's go to H4. Have we hit the target? Yes, we have hit the target. So even this can go now. Now we are looking for sells. We need some sells. So we need a confirmation on H1 for the reversal signal, and then we can enter sells. And then we can enter sells, although H4 is still looking for buys. Yeah, still looking for buys. In fact, it's still looking for that. Weird. If I look at this, it's likely to come there. It's likely to come there, right about there, or according to H4, before we come in with the sells. So I wouldn't rush in with sells yet. I'll just wait. Prices is still above our 10 MA, and this was a break of structure right about there. According to H1, that was a break of structure. So we may still see some more buys continuing from what we are seeing. Buys may continue. All right. So boom 1000. Let's now head over to boom 1000. Let me see. H1. Yeah. So I can now anticipate. First look at this. What is happening here? That is on M5. Let's wait and see if it is something that we can use or not before we can come in with buys. Yeah, let's wait and see on M5. So leave it on M15. Now let's go to boom 1000. Boom 1000. So with boom 1000, what happened yesterday? I didn't see that kind of a retest that I needed, but rather the retest came. The retest came after the breakout right here. This was a retest, the way we should have actually made the sell from, yeah, from that level. So I wanted a retest all the way back, but it did not happen, so the sell continued. So now I can go to H1. This support is still holding, like I told you, we had them right there, so it's still holding. And right about here, we can also drag this other one right above there, and we can use it from here, from that order block, and then see what is happening. So from MH1, I see that the buy is on to get up there, but is it the same on HM15? Yeah, I think it is the same, looking at where price is reacting from right there. All right, according to M5, are we ready? Not yet, so we are likely to go all the way to this order block according to M5. So if I go back to M15, yeah, it comes back here at M5. Yeah, it may reach it, or we can even bring it a bit closer to this other order block, to this one right here on M15. So before we can come in with buys, you know that this is likely to come first. This is likely to come first, and then you come in with your buys. All right, enough of boom 1000. This is basically what I'm going to be looking for. I want to remind you that the general trend according to H4 is a sell. Now, what we are doing right here is just a what? It's just a consolidation. It is just a consolidation, and from what we are seeing, it can easily be a pennant or not. So it is still consolidating. So we are just trading that consolidation until it gets enough momentum to break, going all the way down to grab this liquidity according to H4 right here. So I want you to remember that. So for now, we have no business with this until probably on until we see that kind of a move on H1, and then we can come in probably with sells to probably break through here. Let me see on daily, it's still saying buys, but it hit that resistance. That's why we want a pullback before we can continue. Yeah, so go to H1. In fact, you can go as low as M15 and wait for this kind of a move to come around, then we can come in with this kind of a buy. I'm likely to enter this buy if I get a clean entry. Yeah, I'm likely to make that entry. So delete this, delete that now, and that too. Let's go to H1. I want to see something else that I can delete. Okay, that is enough. Let's leave it there. Now we head to Boom 500. Boom 500, I entered this asset yesterday. Up to now I'm still in it. It had low momentum. Up to now you can see still having a low momentum. I entered this. I never shared it to the VIP, but that was an entry right there. When price went below my 10 MA, immediately I entered sales, but I wanted my TP to reach here, so price overnight came to try to take it out, to hit my target, but it failed. It went all the way back into a buys, but now we can see it is coming. So for this case now I can bring my SL into profits and trail it. Yeah, for it we are looking for sales. Now let's look at okay, so I see something interesting now from what we have currently. So that is interesting right about there. So right about there we see that, and we also see this, and that tells us that this is going to be either a channel or a flag. We can't tell until price comes all the way here. So this sale is coming here. It's gonna hit my target where we are currently. Remember, my entry was there, so I can't advise you to enter now where we are. Looking at CCI, we are oversold, meaning buys should be coming in anytime from now. Why? Because this is likely to be a flag, meaning if it comes, it will have to give us this kind of an entry to take us again back there, and this is where we may probably see sales coming in full time according to H4. I hope you get that. So from there, once it gets up there, you can anticipate now this kind of a move according to H4. So, but according to H1, we still need this buy move to get us up there. So M15, it is already selling. Yeah, it is already selling. It's likely, from what I'm seeing on M15, it's likely not to reach all the way down here. The next H4, it's likely to be a buy and break out and go all the way up there. So let's go to H1, M15. I think I can bring my stop loss closer, because from what I've seen, it's likely not to reach all the way up there. So according to what I've seen on M15, it's likely to reverse from here. We are left with about 4-6 minutes for this H4 candle to close. So either there or within here, and then we see within that order block, and then we see market going all the way back into the buys. So let's wait and see, but it's likely not to go all the way down from what I've just seen on M15. All right, so enough of this. Let's now head over to V25S or V25S. Volatility 25 1S. What happened? This is H1. We wanted a pullback there. Let me see. Let me first bring it here. Going into M15. We wanted a pullback there, grab that liquidity and then continue selling. So it did not go, but it came to this level, broke it, then went back here and then tested. I think this is where I entered my sell, which I did not give. Yes, I entered a sell. It went into profits. I went to sleep when I thought I had broken even, but I had not. So it came overnight and took me out and went all the way where we had anticipated at first early morning yesterday, to go back to that order block and then we can start sales. So from where we are currently, I think we should be in sales. Let me now get to H1. We analyze it a bit more. That's what we wanted, so let's go to H1. Okay, so H1, what do we have? What do we have? Not really, not yet. So I can't enter sales yet. Yes, I'm seeing price rejection from after touching that order block. I'm seeing price rejection, but still price is above my 10 MA. That is hindrance for me to make the sell entry. So I can't do anything. I just need to wait. I just need to wait because price is still above my 10 MA, and looking at this current H4 candle, it has been a buy. It has been a buy, and it is above our 10 MA. So we can't do anything right there. We just need to wait. I want to delete these, delete them for now, delete that, and yeah, that is it. So all I need is price to come here or to break and give me a break of structure. Once it breaks there, then we only wait for a retest on that resistance level and make our buys to continue, because you know our target is right there, because the buys are the general trend. We need our target to reach there, but it's not going straight there until it finishes the retest. Now, since I've said that, I see a support right here. That is a support right there. The price is doing. So it tells me that from what I want, I'm likely to see this move now. Why? Because that is another ascending triangle, which is actually going to be pushing me right there. If price breaks out now, it's going to be taking me right to my target. So I can go back to H1 and wait for the breakout. All we need is a breakout on this to continue with the buys, or a retest again, not all the way back here this time. We may see it here and then continue with the buys. So for now, if price breaks this, then sales are no more. We will be seeing buys. But according to M15, I see this move. I'm seeing this kind of a move right there. I'm seeing this kind of a move coming back according to M15. Let me confirm that on M5. Okay, M5 still wants sales. Yeah, so this move is likely to come according to M15 before we can see buys come in later. All right, so we wait for the new H4. The new H4 has started, so now we wait for it to make a wick and then we come in with sales. If we get an entry anyways. We are market followers, not market movers, so we can only follow what these guys are showing, are giving us. So till then, no business with V25S. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, Robina. Welcome, guys. All right, so now let's head over to V75. So for now, no focus on V25S until it gives us a breakout or the sell starts on M15. So this is V75 now. So what happened? V75. Remember yesterday I told you we entered actually a sell according to H4. Yeah, we entered right there a sell. That was a sell right here, according to H4. So this support here on H1 kept holding price. So I ended up moving out. I had already told you guys to move out, those who are on VIP, because this support was becoming an issue. So it happened, and now we have a support and a resistance right about there according to H1. So we can take this out and wait. It still has to go, so it needs a momentum to push price to go to reach this level. We know that it has to touch this order block, which is H4 order block. We know it, and a new H4 has just started. A new H4 has just started now. Something is not making sense here. All right, so I see something that I can work with on M15. So I need sales on H1 and H4, but then I need a confirmation of that kind of a sell. So all I need is a confirmation of this change of character, and then I can come in with a sell. So probably price will come, grab that, or come to that. Yeah, it's likely to come for this fair value gap before we can come in with a sell. So for now, that is what I'm going to be looking for according to M15. I need a confirmation of this change of character on M15, then I can come in with a sell. I can come in with a clean sell. So for now, we wait. This is going to be a good sell. It may be of low momentum, but we will trade it nevertheless. We will trade it. Your first TP will be that level. Your second TP will be to reach this H4 or B. J50. So J50, we made some good money yesterday. So let's start from I think H1 and bring it about here. So yesterday we knew this and we wanted price to reach here, and then we can come in with buys. So when price gave us that kind of a move, I immediately told you, those who were, I think this was on online when we were still analyzing. So we immediately entered our sells. Why? Because price had reacted back to that trend line. So immediately we entered sells. Yeah, kept playing a bit, then it later started to move. Yeah, took me out on my SL in profits right about there, and then later it hit our TP. This was our TP right there, and even exceeded and went to touch that fair value gap again. So meaning now this fair value gap is a support level, according to H4. According to H4, that is our support. But then we can use it in another way. We can now delete this. Oh, sorry, deleted even the trend line that I need. like that. But then now we have this other level, so take out this, take out that, and bring out this. So I can delete that now and have that trend line down below. So this becomes our pendant. This becomes our pendant. And like I told you normally, that pendants can easily can easily give you a fake breakout. Can easily give you a fake breakout like this, and then later come in with the buys, yeah, or immediately break out and continue. So that's how they are. You can't tell, but you can anticipate a fake breakout down here. Most of the times they do give you a fake breakout. So for now, looking at what I need on H4, I need buys. But if I go to H1, yes, still I need buys to reach there. But on M15, we will be reaching there and then coming back again. So let's wait and see what will happen. For now, I see sort of a change of character, which is not that of a big deal here, where what I'm seeing here, but we wait and see what is going to happen in the next coming hours. So let me see, can we enter buys? I think we can, from what I'm seeing. From what I'm seeing, I think we can enter buys. I think we can enter buys right there. A new H4 has started. New H4 has started, but it is below our 10 MA. H1. No, I'm going to enter my buys here, and I'll put my stop loss here. Look at that. Before I entered, it has made a spike. It has jumped. Yeah, sorry, I took long to make a decision. Now my entry is not going to be that of a good one. Yeah, I will be looking for my TP just around there, or I can easily look for that right about there. I can look for that kind of a TP. Yeah, if it comes again down here, I will enter. I will make another entry. Yeah, now my stop loss is quite big compared to where I was supposed to enter from, due to waiting just about there. I was supposed to enter right there when it was still on that 10 MA. So our J50 buy entry is now locked in. We wait for that kind of buy. J25. So J25, did I enter? No, I did not enter this, but it did exactly what we wanted. So let's first talk about yesterday. So we had this as a level, but then it was not respected. But then we had that also. That was respected once and twice, but then price was still not ready to break out, so we couldn't enter still. It came all the way to that fair value gap, which is the H1 fair value gap. Grabbed that liquidity and immediately buys came in. Now the first TP was hit right about there. Why do we have that as our first TP? Let's first go back here. This is the reason why. Right there, according to M15. That was our first TP according to M15. It was hit right there, so we can delete it now. Then we have our second TP. This second TP right here is according to H1. This exact move from there to there, and that is what we want here. That's still what we are looking for. We are still looking for that. So as we clearly see, price is below our 10 MA, both on H4, H1, and M15, meaning we are in a downtrend, but with low momentum. So can we make an entry? So I want to delete this, and we keep that. This was mitigated, so we can delete it. We can delete that too. Then we do that. All right, so this is on H1. I want to have it on H4. Look at where we are. So price came back to our previous low. So now I can delete that. Selected. And then, so what is holding us? This low here, meaning this is becoming a support, so we need price to break it. The new H4 has just started. The previous candle was a buy, but then as it closed, it had a rejection, a price rejection. So now this current one is starting, and we need to know what we can anticipate before we can mess up. So I have that I see high, low, low, high. So these are my points right about there. So if those are my points, it tells me that I'm still selling. I'm still selling. Price has to come here. So it's going to keep like that. Remember, our TP is this from there to here. So until it reaches right about there. So the sell is going to be on, but with low momentum. And you clearly see what it is going to be doing right about there. So go back to M15. Can I enter sales? According to what I'm seeing on M15, I'm being below 10 MA. I can, but then looking at the momentum I have on the past 4 candles of M5, there is price rejection coming from downwards. So that tells me that I wait. That will tell me to wait. That will tell me to wait. So this is going to be likely one of those that I can easily enter on M1. Yeah, because I'm seeing some structure in creation according to M1, which is going to be giving me this kind of a move later. It's going to be giving me this kind of a move later. Once it goes up and then comes here to give me sort of a flag that I can use, or a fall, a rising wedge, whatever it is. But there's a structure in creation right here that I can take advantage of according to M1. So I need to wait. I need to wait. I need to wait. I need to wait and see whether I can make my entries from there. So for now, leave it. Let's go to J10 and we look at J10. Look at that. I kept holding. Those who are on VIP, you remember it. I gave you this asset. It was our last signal yesterday. Up to now, I'm still in it. Up to now, I'm still in it. So let's first change the name right here, J10. So this is according to H4. You can see I said I will hold it and leave it in. I actually broke even today morning. Like I told you, I had forgotten to break even the assets I left in. So even this I had forgotten to break even. So that is the trade clearly according to M5. That is where we entered from. So I first bought it. I think this buy, we did it during the analysis. I don't remember, but I think we did it during the analysis. And then later we entered a buy, I mean a sell, when it touched our trend line up there. And after closing my buys, I immediately entered sells. As you can see, immediately entered my sells from here, and this is the sell that you are currently seeing. This is my SL in profits. I can always drag it and bring it a bit even low. In fact, I can bring it right about here according to what I'm seeing now. We still have like a few minutes to reach. My TP is here, and we were looking for this kind of a TP. First remove history. We are looking for that kind of a TP to reach here, to reach this OB, which is a daily. Is it a daily or it's a weekly OB? It's a weekly order block. So clearly you see it's still having some good sells in it, still having some good sells. So I can still keep holding it. Now that it broke out, there's nothing to worry about. I've already even broken even, so I can still hold it. So today, can you enter now? Looking at H1, yeah, this kind of a retest was supposed to be our entry, our other entry right about there, where I've put my stop loss. So this is the second kind of H1, meaning you can enter, but M15 is somehow not giving us that signal. It's somehow not giving us that kind of a signal. In fact, H1, H4 and M15 are sort of giving us a signal to enter buys. Yeah, so you cannot enter now the sells according to H1. You rather wait. A bit for a clean entry. So for now, delete that. So I can tell you to sell. I can't tell you to sell. Why? Because it's likely to give us a buy, and probably according to Fib, it will be coming back here to be coming for something like that, around that area there, to be coming within that area, and then we can come in with the sells again. So from what I'm seeing on M15, so that tells me that I can bring my stop loss even a bit low, so that when it jumps, it takes me out with some good money before it makes that kind of a pullback. Yeah, before it makes this kind of a pullback. So this H4 is likely to be a buy kind of H4 candle. This current H4 is likely to be a buy kind of H4. Then later we come in with a sell. Yeah, so this can be just a week. So around midday, if this current H1 candle fails to break this previous low, this current lower low, then we will be coming in with a buy on the next H1, which will be at midday. So for now, delete my fib and wait. So mark that this is likely to be our point of interest to make our entry for the sell. It can either come in with that within this level because that is a premium zone, but it can even go ahead and touch that order block to be our kind of entry right about there. So since we know this is the premium zone right below this OB, then we can just have that OB as our point of interest to be the entry point. All right, enough of this. Let's now head over to our last asset, which is gold. So gold, we made money actually yesterday. We made money. The entry I gave you guys was a clean entry. I told you that we are going to look for this kind of a sell to reach this order block, and then we can come in with buys, hopefully if it gives us an entry. Yeah, so it actually reached that level and even exceeded it, gave us a break, not a breakout, gave us a change of character. Right there, but later it went all the way back in. So now I can delete that and just show you what I had seen yesterday for that kind of a sell. This is the reason why I had given you a sell. First, this was a change of character right here on M15. So it went for the sell, then it came back all the way back to these highs, swept them out, and then that's where I told you we need to come in for the sell. So I made my sell entry when it again retested that area. That was a sell, came to my target, hit it, and I moved out. Went all the way, broke that order block, retested, and continued with the sell. So yeah, that was a sell yesterday that I had showed you guys. So now we can look at today. So this is no longer necessary. Remove the history. Let's now look at today. So having seen this change of character right about here on H1, this is a pullback to what? To the premium. But then there's another, one can say this is another change of character right about there, according to H1 still. Yeah, having seen this equilibrium, equal highs, equal lows right there, not equilibrium, equal lows right here. Having seen those equal lows, and then that tells us another story. That is a change of character. Remember, our general trend according to H4 and daily time frame, we are looking for buys. That is our general trend. We are in an uptrend. So if I can delete this now, which was a change of character, and I look at what I have now, price is above my 10 MA. Why was it reacting here? I don't know. But then clearly this here clearly matches with what we just seen on H1, because this candle here and this candle, the structure of these candles, they clearly show you that change of character. Even on H4 they clearly show you that. So this should be giving to us an entry for the sell right there. So if H1 price gets below our 10 MA, I will have no option but to make my sells, not my buys. In as much as I want buys, we know that is a general trend. But if price goes below my 10 MA, then I will be looking for sales. Why am I saying that? It's one simple logic. From right there, this was our low according to H4 that gave us this kind of a high. So price has been looking for a retest. Now the retest cannot just be around here because this is no break of structure. If it was a break of structure right here, we could say this is enough for a retest. But now that is not the case. So according to H4, price should be looking for a retest all the way back to the discount zone, which is this area right here. And within that area, we have our order block, which is that kind of an order block that gave us this kind of a buy momentum later after it had broken out of this zone. I think we are all together now there. So now I can delete this. So it tells me that we have chances of price reacting all the way back here before we actually see buys come in again to reach our target. There's a probability, there's a chance, there's a possibility, I mean, for it to come back. Remember, like I always tell you, we are not market makers, we are market followers. So whatever these guys decide to do, to inject in money and do, we only just follow. So currently price is above our 10 MA on H4 and even on daily time frame, meaning buyers have the say. They have the big say in the market. But if we come back in the logic and look at the price action, then we know that this doesn't make sense. Price to retest here. There's no fair value gap. There's nothing why it retested here. It just was giving us probably this to confirm the change of character here, and the later come in again to look for a new lower low right about here according to H4, which will be now hitting our retracement level according to H4. So for now, I can't rule out sales, but I can't say we are ready to enter sales before price gets below my 10 MA according to H1. So the buys, for real, I'm not seeing them unless they break out this resistance level. Unless I see a breakout on these highs, that's when I can start to think of buys now. But from what I'm seeing, having seen this change of character, I think we are coming in with sales to grab this liquidity and then get all the way back into the buys. So let me see if I can confirm my theory or whatever it is on M15. So M15 tells me, M15 tells me that it's likely to continue with some more buys. So probably we are likely to see price break those highs, or it can come back to those highs, equal highs, and then come in with sales. So from what I see on M15, it tells me it is going to get back like that. So according to M15, buys are on. So let's wait and see. This is a fair value gap, so it is not ready to get into. We can wait for an entry, a clean entry on probably M5 for this kind of a buy. Yeah, for this kind of a buy. So yeah, something like that. That is what I'm gonna wait for. According to M5, then I can come in with buys to take me all the way up there. And hopefully when we get there, unless we see a breakout, then the sales will come in. But if the breakout here happens, don't think of sales, start to think of buys, because our general trend is a buy or is an uptrend, we are looking for this pullback to grab liquidity from that fair value gap according to daily time frame before we can anticipate sales again. So know that that is a clear structure of how gold is according to what I see. I can't say I'm a market mover, so I can't say we are looking for price to reach there, then we inject more money to bring in sales. No, I tell you what I see from the previous data, from what I look at. So that is what I'm gonna be anticipating for today. So leave it on M15 and we roll. I think that's it. Let's now do a recap and we call it a day. Alright, so we started with crash 500 and now we have a breakout. Like I had told you, that price is likely not to reach all the way back here. Remember that? I hope you remembered that. So now I think we can come in with our buys. Yeah, I think we can come in with our buys. Yeah, let me enter my buys. So that means I will have to put my tight stop loss here, but you can even put it right below here, but I'll put it here just in case it tries to fake me out and look for a new high. You know, sometimes you think it is done consolidating here, then only to find it is giving you another level where you are supposed to be getting your another point. So that's why I will have to put my stop loss right here, so that if it tries to fake me out, it takes little money before I can lose a lot. So my TP, of course, is right here, right above there. That is where we want. So just below that line, and then you look for your TP right about there. All right, so I think that's it basically on this asset. Boom 1000. Look at that. Look at that. It has failed to break that order block and it has started buys immediately on the new H4. On that new H4, buys started. But then, oh yes, I should have seen it. Sorry guys, we should have seen it already that buys were going to start. Why? Because this move had touched our limit or our range, one which is a support, and then now it is looking for it to go all the way back to the upper range, which is the resistance. So it's going there. Can I enter? I doubt I have an entry now, unless I see a pullback, but where it is, I don't have an entry. So apologies, we were supposed to enter right there. How did I miss that? We were supposed to enter there and have a limit order just in case if it decided to come again down. Yeah, I forgot about that. Anyways, that's it. It's going there, and then we can come in with a sell later. Boom 500. Boom 500, the sell is still on, and I also told you it's likely not to reach all the way this level, so I can easily put my TP right there because it's likely to just come here and then give us buys to break out. So we wait. Boom 500, volatility 25s. This is a no-go for us. This is a no-go for us currently. Yeah, price is trying to reach, is now below our 10 MA. H1 is not yet below our 10 MA. H4 is still far away from our 10 MA. It is above, so looking at sales is quite it's quite something. I can't tell you to look for sales, so you can wait for price to break out or for it to go below our 10 EMA probably on H1 for you to look for this kind of a sell. So the buys are on, because remember the general trend is a buy. We still need buys to reach all the way up there, and from what we've seen, this is another kind of ascending triangle, so it can easily break out and continue with buys. And since another H1 has, another H4 has started, looking at the previous H4, that was some good kind of a buy candle, so it can easily give us a week here and then break out and continue with the buys. So that's why I'm skeptical to enter any sells right where we are. Yeah. V75. All right, so we need a pullback there, then we can enter sells according to M15. So for it, I'm not going to go around it. That's what I'm going to be looking for. So if it gives me that, then I have the sell. This is V50. We entered buys. Even though we were late. We were supposed to enter right here. So we entered the buys to reach there, and then we can look at a fake breakout either down below, then or breakout, and we continue with buys. Jump 25. It went and touched it. Wow. Remember, we are looking at price going up there to touch that. We were looking at price going up there to touch that level. It went and touched it. And now it's going back again. So, wow. We missed that. This was supposed to be our entry. These are how many minutes? About 15 minutes. Yeah, we missed that. We should have made that entry. So by the time we analyzed it, so far 15 minutes have passed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 minutes. And then it started to go back into buys. So we should have actually made our entry, because that's what we were waiting for, price to reach back all the way there. And then we can actually come in with a sell. Yeah, so it has decided to go back, but now from what we see, according to M1, this is now different. Why do I say it is different? This is a support, and it has given you sort of a change of character. Now it tells us that it's going to come again according to M1, grab that liquidity probably on this fair value gap or the one down below, and then come again with a buy to probably break that level. Yeah, that is what I see. So it's going to have to confirm this as a change of character on M1, meaning M5, we are going to see price going back to touch probably that trend line. All right, so I will leave this on M1. M1 is now kind of interesting to give me a sniper entry, so I will leave it on M1. It's likely to give me a sniper entry. So let's go to J10. Yeah, still going. I can still drag my stop loss all the way a bit below. Yeah, because we are likely to see this kind of a pullback there, and then we come in with a sell later. So let me see if we can confirm that on M5. Not yet. We can wait for M1 to give us a confirmation, then we can move out and then move in with buys. Yeah. Lastly was gold. Yeah, gold, we need this kind of a move, then we can come in with a buy and then later come in with a sell. Yeah, if price fails to break this resistance level up there. So if I don't see that, then if I don't see a breakout right there, then I will be coming in with sells, because we still left liquidity here and this is a pullback that doesn't make sense unless if this is counted as a previous low, then it would have only touched that retracement level only to continue with buys. Yeah, this is also another scenario. If this level is considered as our previous low, then this will be, yeah, this can make sense because it went to 50% there and even went below it. So it can decide to to start buys from where they are and even give us a breakout. So that's why I'm saying if price breaks out here, then you know that buys have started. But if it fails to break out, then the sell has to come again to this order block, which is an H4 order block right here, where this buy momentum after the breakout started from. All right, enough of that. Let's now call it a day. I hope you guys had a great time with me here. Please don't forget to subscribe if it was your first time here, and of course don't forget to like the stream, give it a thumbs up if you've liked the analysis. Otherwise, I want to wish you guys a good day. At 1, I don't know what happened to me last week, but this week I have to analyze BTC because we've even hit our all-time high in as far as BTC is concerned. So today I'm going to be analyzing it at 1. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. Bye-bye.